Hello, I'm Kyle McFarland. Welcome back to Vette Vue. In this episode, we will take a look at a 1967 Corvette convertible, known in drag racing as the Virginia Gentleman. This Vette started out in Goodwood Green with a 250 horsepower 327 cubic inch engine and an automatic transmission. This Stingray was recently up for auction on eBay.
Sold!
It sold for $40,000. The bidding was very active, with 30 bids over a 7-day auction. From the description, it states the following. The Virginia Gentleman is a 1967 Chevrolet Corvette. It was built and driven by John Bowers. Originally, the car was green with a white interior and was equipped with an automatic transmission, power windows and air conditioning. John raced this Vette on the East Coast in the 1970s and 1980s. In 1980, the car was painted red when Champion spark plugs came on board as a major sponsor. He won many races and was best known as the oldest man in drag racing, often recording 1/4 mile times in the 9s. The power plant was built by Justice Brothers Racing in Virginia with Carlton Phillips. It's a 620 horsepower small block with 13-to-1 compression. It's shifted by an ATI Powerglide automatic transmission with a brake. In 1985, the car was purchased by Gino's Auto Body and raced by Gino from '85 to 1989 in the West Palm Beach area. Also, in 1985 this Corvette won the 5-day championship tournament at Moroso Motorsports Park, now known as Orlando Speed World. Now, over to George Spankle for his commentary on originality.
Well, Kyle, this Corvette was showcased at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and appeared in several magazines including Carcraft, Hot Rod, and Hot Rodding. It also appeared at the World of Wheels. With all the history this Vette has, its factory originality really doesn't matter at this point.
So, what do you suggest, George?
I would suggest this Stingray stay mostly the way it is. To make it more streetable, I would restore the interior to original, reinstall the front bumpers, and put on a set of street tires.
Okay. Thanks for that, George. Now let's check the parts rack with Jamie Colavito.
Thanks, Kyle. For this 1967 Corvette, as George suggested, let's start with the original white seats. Also, the optional white headrests would be appropriate for this vintage Corvette race car. To be more streetable, a set of front chrome bumpers and brackets will be needed. Fortunately, it looks like the front bumper mounting holes are still in place. Finally, for street driving, a set of either red line or gold line radial tires would be a good idea. I've included links in the description below for all the parts which I have shown. By clicking on the links, you can go directly to a reputable Corvette parts distributor. Now, back to you, Kyle.
Thanks, Jamie. We will now discuss our thoughts regarding this 1967 Corvette. So, George, overall, what is your opinion of this 1967 Corvette race car, known as the Virginia Gentleman?
Well, Kyle, I'm impressed by the history of this Corvette and that it has been preserved as the race car that was built by Mr. Bowers many years ago. You know, many of the Corvette race cars from back in the day either no longer exist or have been returned to their original stock condition.
Now, George, with all the history this car has, do you think the selling price of $40,000 accurately represents the value of this Corvette?
Kyle, this was originally a fully optioned 67 Corvette convertible with a 327 small block engine, automatic transmission, power windows, and air condition. Supposedly, the original tank sticker is still on the car. If this Corvette were all original right now, that would make it worth about $60,000. So, at the selling price of $40,000, I think it is fair, but not a lot has been paid for the provenance of this car. But you know, restoration costs right now are huge, so that offsets the value of this Corvette's race history.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Please subscribe to our channel for more analysis of Corvettes for sale. If you would like a Corvette featured on Vette Vue, send us an email at vettevue@yahoo.com. Please include your description and some pictures. If you have video, include the link to where we can find your Corvette. Special thanks to George Spenkel and Jamie Colavito for their contribution to this video. Once again, this is Kyle McFarland for Vette Vue. Hope to see you next time.